sitting outside and it's like 20 something degrees out. And, I decided I just wanted to talk a bit. I don't need to make, a flashy video or anything spectacular. As just, a raw moment of talking into my phone, but, speaking to some of you that, my message, the lines of what I'm thinking resonate with, Honestly, I've been... Do you hear that wind? Oh my gosh, I've been under the weather, you could say, for like over 2.5 weeks. Oh my god, it's been terrible. But anyway, so I don't really know how much my voice is going to come across. But really, I just think it's important to sometimes talk out things, whether it's to an audience or not, and just to yourself, to reflect on things. God, there's just really so much to talk about, and really it's like I look at this life, at least at this point, has I always say is like kind of like an onion unfolding, like every year, like more remembrance and seeing things more clearly become evident, in my path. And it's, I guess, just unveiling basically all those conditions and false aspects of this reality that aren't really truly who I am or who any of us are. And and it seems like it's been a long journey, but I guess being in the present moment now, it's this still feels like there's more of a journey to go. And a lot of my journey is really just been healing and reestablishing who I am and my energy, and bringing my energy back, and working with my mind, and really being aware and conscious of where I'm generating energy, what thoughts I'm entertaining, unconscious or conscious, and knowing that we do create this reality. We do. All the way down to just how our cells are dividing, and how the basic biology is regenerating, from the skin cells to all the cells and all the organs, and just all the organisms that are, a part of this physical body. But also in the same aspects of another deeper layer of, our biofield and our aura, our electromagnetic energy, and, plasma, and just our piezoelectric energy that we're generating constantly through our field, and how within that field there's also all those layers and rings of energy that's really needing to be brought back into alignment and balance and harmony. Some would say factory settings, or the true potential of who we are, those webs and striations of energy, and energy that's flowing, or energy that might be still stuck in our field. Because, I've had, I guess many different teachers in my life, and a lot that have stand out to me as being very pivotal, or a huge catalyst for my change of awakening and seeing things more clearly. And, I mentioned some on my channel, but, more specifically, Eileen McCusick was definitely one of those teachers that just opened my mind up so much, and really connected a lot of the dots that weren't really fully connected from, other authors in the past. And going through that kind of awakening, I guess early 2020 on, and taking courses and becoming certified and reading her books, and it just opened up my whole spectrum of how I looked at healing and taking my power back. It just was such a huge awakening for that. But moving forward, on this journey of healing, it's such a personal journey that it's not something I guess I would, always openly share on an online platform, even though there's so much valuable information to share and to talk about, because one, it's part of my personal experience, but I know so many other people may have, can relate. So, currently, I'm just going through another one of those deep inner reflections and healing, and it's can be very empowering, but also extremely personal and full of ups and downs, and so, I always encourage everybody. Everybody I meet and everybody I work with, I've always, directed them to her websites, her tuning forks, or even her YouTube channel, just to, get a taste of, that experience of sound and how it helps heal the body and brings us back into alignment. It's really powerful. And for sure, the plasma was really was a big part of my awakening with that. And, because I've photographed all this plasma in the sky for so many years, and I've always been really connected to the stars and the sky and all the beings that are in the sky constantly around us all the time, and lightning and thunder and crystals, and I could say anything, it's all electric. Everything in here is electric and full of magnetism and energy and plasma and light and spirit, basically. And so really it's understanding that we do create our reality, and the more that we work with our mind to go back in and forgive things and heal things and give ourselves that grace with all aspects, like even going through your timeline of development and experiences and to your family members and your ancestors, and working with that, it's very healing, and it takes you on a very deep journey. And healing is a very deep and personal journey, and the more I learn, it's amazing, because there's so much pain still there that that's why I guess I can, I've always been connected to the supernatural, because the supernatural is so naturally part of this reality. But we are, supernatural in a lot of ways, and so there's always that huge balance of light and dark, from all the experiences. And a lot of times, I see how much trauma that I've experienced in my life, and how a lot of that sometimes I feel like is been placed there, not just for my own soul's journey to reawaken, but I feel like to create hindrance for such a deep and powerful spirit. It's almost like familiar battles from other lifetimes, carried through the lineage. And maybe in other times I will share more of those deeper experiences if I feel that it's necessary or I want to. But really, I think the soul core of this life is to really reestablish ourselves and remembering who we really are, and and reconnecting to that power and going back and healing a lot of that gunk in our field and from our experiences, especially if you had a lot of trauma. Kind of going through your own soul retrieval and pulling that essence back into your being of who you are and reclaiming that, instead of having all this like frozen stuck energy that's kind of like in acupuncture, how all the meridians in your body can get blocked, or even in basic muscles. But reestablishing that energy current through our body and knowing that we can do that, and just the power of thought can create that and make that happen. So it kind of unlocks that stuck energy, or that limited belief or limited energy. It's really helped me, and it's still helping me, but there's just so much, I think, that I'm still working through that. Maybe it's going to take more time. I guess ultimately I'm just saying is that we all have this unlimited potential, no matter what your experience is in life, and knowing if you're living here in this plane of existence here, that most likely you've been through a lot of trauma, and just keep working on healing and looking at those avenues that expand your mind, and know that you have that potential to do anything and to heal anything in this realm and within yourself. Just continue forward with that. It's not easy, but I guess I feel like I just had to say that just for myself, and for anybody else that might be struggling with anything, that with the mind or the body or the emotions, is knowing that we have so much more potential to uncover and to manifest in this reality. Trying not to let any of this surface level stuff get in the way of that, or how much you feel like you need to promote yourself to the world, or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, it's who you are and the healing work you do within yourself. I think that matters, and I hope that you guys continue on that path and don't give up on it. So thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.